Hello, guys. Welcome to African Real Estate Podcast, another episode. And I'm the host, Victor Kiplagat, alongside the co-host,
Dominic Mwangi, and today we will be looking at the fundamentals of real estate. And we always tell you about this podcast. Our main and core business is exploring the dynamics of the real estate industry. So make sure you grab a piece of paper and a pen, and we hope that you learn something or two out of this podcast. Welcome.
Exactly. And as we've been looking at different aspects of real estate from episode 1, what is real estate in terms of investment, avoiding being scammed on real estate, how diaspora guys can invest in real estate. We've been looking at the meat of real estate. Today we want to dive into the skeleton of real estate, the bones of real estate, so that when someone hears or sees a real estate, maybe from a magazine or a newspaper, would be like, now I understand real estate.
Exactly. That is what basically we are doing in our episode 4.
First and foremost, someone might ask themselves, what is real estate? I hear you guys talking about real estate. So real estate is land, permanent structure, home, or improvement attached to the land, whether natural or man-made. Improvement in a sense that they are buildings, they are commercial enterprises, they are spaces, they are land leased. You've improved that piece of land to give you economic viability or to give you a financial boost.
We may also say, Victor, that it is the real property that includes land and anything permanent that is attached or built on the land, whether it is natural or man-made. Real property is anything, now like buildings. Real estate is everything that is built on land and land itself for the purpose of maybe income or residence.
Who is a real estate agent? Is a licensed professional who, in a way, will arrange real estate transactions, will connect buyers and sellers to meet for the property to be either bought or sold, will act as a representative in any real estate arrangement or business. So he's a licensed professional who makes sure that the real estate transaction is professional, is peaceful, and all the necessary documents have been signed correctly.
All right. So that's a career, we can say.
Exactly. Real estate in its own has different branches, has different clusters. Residential real estate, property used for residential purposes, either housing, either for rentals. From the word residency, residential real estate, these are just property for residential purposes alone. Also, we have homes, condo, duplexes, houses.
All right. We can look at another example, commercial real estate or commercial property. A property that exclusively are for business purposes. You can say apartments, shopping centers, malls, parking facilities, among many others. The owner of the property puts it up for the purpose of it bringing income to them.
Exactly. When you mention about commercial real estate, they are basically finance-based. They bring income. They generate a steady flow of income. Commercially, they will be viable for the short term and the long term.
Exactly.
We also have industrial real estate. These are property that is for manufacturing, production, distribution, storage, research, development.
All right. We can also consider land as another category of real estate or type of real estate, where you find that undeveloped land, vacant land, maybe agricultural land, the land that has been set aside for food production. These also are properties or types of real estate properties.
Yeah, exactly. And when you look at land, you can also look at land from two perspectives, quote unquote, a virgin land and also a productive land. The land that is quote-unquote virgin, it means it has not been used for any purpose. Productive land, it means it has been used for agriculture, for maybe parking space, manufacturing or production, and then they want to reuse it maybe to build homes or villas.
All right. Another category is a special use.
Yes.
Find that there are properties that are utilized by the public. For example, hospitals, schools, cemeteries, places of worship.
Yes.
These are also types of real estates. They may not be owned by individuals, but they are property on their own. We said real estate property is anything that is attached or permanently attached to land, whether natural or man-made.
Also, you can include museums.
Exactly.
When we mention a special purpose like libraries or parks, someone may have a question. How will I be able to generate income? You will have entry fees.
We may also look at the characteristics of real estate and majorly property. They are divided into two economic characteristics. These are the characteristics that affect the market value of a property, majorly land. You'll also find that there are physical characteristics. These are the physicalities of a property. Talk about these characteristics. We are majorly talking about land, and we have noticed that land is majorly real estate on its own. The
Yes.
major economic characteristic is one which we call location. People prefer certain geographical locations over others, and these preferences definitely brings a difference in the property value when you consider the same size of the property to a property in a different location. Another characteristic is scarcity. You'll find that land is fixed. For example, if we have 80 kilometers squared of a particular town, that is the fixed size of the land that is available in that town. You cannot add another extra kilometer squared of the land because we don't have the ability. We can only exploit what we already have. We cannot add or subtract. So you'll find that the supply of land is fixed. However, the demand keeps growing. That's where you'll find that land keeps appreciating. And finally, on the economic characteristics, it's improvements on land. Land with buildings or with any development activity have higher value compared to a similar piece of land in the same locality that has no development, that has no project that is underway. Somebody told me that if you construct a toilet, now the countryside, these toilets are majorly the pit latrines. You'll find that that land will be of higher value compared to a neighboring piece of land that has exactly the same size but without a pit latrine. So any development will influence the value of the land. The physical characteristics, these are majorly, the major point is immobility. Land is not like human or animals. Animals and human have the ability and capability to move, but land cannot move. Like if it is a piece of, let's say, Westlands, you cannot move Westlands from Nairobi to Kisumu. So that is immobility.
Yeah. Just to bring this on a light note, the way they were saying, tunaweza songesha mto Nairobi River to Kiambu.
I remember.
Yeah.
Riparian land.
Yeah, the riparian land. Yeah, it was quite the issue at the time. The governor was Waititu, right?
It was Governor Waitito. The position can change, but you cannot move the land, and I believe that is very well explained. Another physical characteristic of land is that land cannot be destroyed. The property may be raised down by fire, let's say a building, or may be demolished, etc. But land, you cannot break land down unless you degrade it. But even if you degrade it, it does not mean you have lost its value. Maybe you have degraded it by extraction of potent elements, such as through mining. You have not destroyed the land. And then the last characteristic is about the uniqueness. Land may be similar in terms of size and location, but you will always find that, a piece of land in the same locality is quite different from the neighboring piece of land in terms of fertility. You'll find there is a piece of land which you neighbor, and that piece is infertile, comparing to your land, which is very fertile.
Very well put. Thank you. Someone who wants to invest in real estate or has studied in real estate or is developing a passion in real estate might be asking themselves, which careers can I now engage? The different careers in real estate include a leasing agent, title examiner, home inspector, a real estate agent, as you just mentioned, and a mortgage broker, among many others. These careers ensure that the property has the aspect of management, the aspect of overseeing, the aspect of transaction, the aspect of a home inspector, title examiner, and more importantly, these people work to ensure that the value of a property, to even if it fluctuates, the measures that we take or the renovation that we take will ensure that the value of property will be on the rise. Because I can assure you, Dominic, when a property loses value, renovation has not been done.
And for more information over the same, there is an episode we did concerning the types of investment, so they can revisit our past episodes and have a look at the same.
Yes, especially if they are diaspora residents wanting to invest in Kenya.
All right.
Two key points that I'd like to mention on land that I mentioned in one of our previous episodes are, when talking about land, there are two things. There's natural appreciation and forced appreciation.
So I believe that's it, Mr. Victor. Do you have any other thing?
Just to remind our dear listeners, comment, share this very insightful podcast to friends and family, because real estate is the benefit for today, tomorrow, and the future in terms of investment.
Exactly. And we can't forget to thank those who have really stood by us and those who always come back to watch our episodes just as we release them. And just a reminder, our episodes are always up by Tuesday. And thank you so much for your unfailing support. And maybe a person may have an insight, Victor, and they will like to speak with us, contribute to this podcast. They can reach out to us through the comment section under this podcast or any other our episode. And definitely we will reach out to them.
Sure. From landlords to lawyers to investors to real estate agents to brokers, even, I mean.
Even real estate journalists, we wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
That has been our episode 4, and we look forward to our episode 5. I have been Dominic Mwangi.
I've been Victor Kiplagat.
And until next time, see you.
See you guys.